I like to do research on products before I buy them. So I'm gonna give you the full breakdown on the eco-worthy 10 kW inverter and their new PowerMega 314 amp hour batteries. And I'm running these in parallel for a total of 32 kilowatt hours of storage. If you're new to solar, I'm gonna show you exactly how to wire this up and what features these have that you need to be aware of and how to keep from frying your system. So starting with the inverter, you've got 500 volts is your cap for your solar input on each MPPT. You do not want to get anywhere near that number. I would set your panels to probably 400 volts or so. The minimum range to wake up the inverter is 125 volts. Now with the newer panels, they're higher amperage, and the amperage max for your MPPT input is 22 amps. So you're not going to be able to run parallel panels without clipping. And there's a threshold where you could actually damage the inverter as well. So you definitely want to be careful with that, and really just set up larger panels in a series configuration, just positive to negative, and that's going to be your safest bet, and you'll still be able to get close to 10,000 watts of PV input doing that. You can hook up to 6 of these units up in parallel configuration. So what that's going to do is it's going to give you more PV inputs, and it's going to up your amperage every time by 40 amps AC output. So 1 would be 40 amps, 2 would be 80 amps, and so on. So you can build out a pretty large system this way. Let's take a close look at all your connections here. So you've got your PV1 and PV2 input, and that'll just be each of your solar strings coming in. Then you move over to your battery connection, and that's your positive and negative. Another cool thing, these cables actually come with the inverter, and then when you buy their batteries, they also come with some. Then over here underneath, you've got your communication cables. You've got your RS485/CAN, and we're going to use CAN communication for these. And then you've got your Wi-Fi dongle that you can plug in. Now we'll move over to our AC output, and you can see we can do true 240 volts here. You have L1, L2, neutral, and ground, and you're going to just wire that into your electrical panel here, and you'll just use a double pole breaker, and that will feed all of your other circuits. Now we'll move to our AC input. So this is where you could hook up the grid, a generator, any kind of incoming power source. And with that, it only works with 240 volts, so you have to hook up L1, L2, neutral. You also get an AC input breaker over here. So if that's off, nothing's going to come in down here. So you'll just flip that on, and it lets the power source come in. Now the AC input is a point of confusion for a lot of people. You can use that port to hook up the grid and not cause any kind of backfeed issue. The way you would do that is just run your panel completely separate. Like this shop has 0 grid input, but I've got another one just over there that has the grid. So I could run an extension cord up here that's 240 volts, hook it to the AC input, and this would be to the power company, it would look like you're just charging an appliance. The key there is don't mix your power together in the panel, but you're going to run it specifically through the AC input, and that's going to keep you separated from the grid. If you do decide to use a generator with this as a backup to charge your batteries, you're going to want to make sure you size it for like half the load, if that. Probably closer to a quarter of the rating of the generator is a safer option. Because they have dirty power, it can cause issues with the inverter if the voltage is fluctuating too much, it's not stable. But I've definitely seen where they will bog down the generator and then everything will just start flickering. Another option, whether you have grid or generator, and if you want to use 120 volts instead of 240, then you can get a charge verter. Eco-Worthy makes one. It's the EC100 is the model. That you can take and you'll hook directly into your parallel connection on your batteries, and then that will charge the 48 volt batteries directly. and I think it caps out at 100 amps. So now let's take a look at the inverter settings and stuff. This corner is going to show you each string of your PV voltage. So it flashes back between PV1 and PV2. And if you scroll up through this menu, it shows how many amps I'm pulling on the AC side right now. And that shows you how many kilowatts you're using. Then you can see your panel amperage up here and how many kilowatts of solar you're bringing in. So I've got 2 runs of 8 panels. One is 550 watt panels, the other is 450 watt. And it also shows your battery state of charge here. If you have AC input coming, it would show here how it's going. And these little arrows are flashing to show you if you're pulling from the battery or if you're charging the battery. The little direction will change. Now we can take a look at the back end of what this dongle does in the SolarMan Smart app. So we'll open that up. So here's one of the systems. I actually have 2, and I think that's really cool. You can tap and change which system you're on. So this is where I'm currently at, and you can see we're charging the battery right now. I'm consuming 2.38 kilowatt hours, and I'm pulling in 6.61. And then down at the bottom, it shows you your daily production. If you hit the report, you can see how many kilowatt hours you've brought in altogether, how many over the year, by the month, etc. So you get lots of really cool data with this. It's nice to see how much you've saved by having solar. Now let's take a step outside and look at what you need outdoors coming from your panels. Coming off the roof from the panels, you'll want to run into a disconnect of some sort. I really like this style, so you just twist it and it'll pop the connection, and that's gonna kill your connection into your inverter. Now moving on to the batteries. Each of these store 16,000 watts of energy, or 16 kilowatt hours. So you can see right now I'm pulling more than I'm generating. I've got my air conditioner running and computers and a bunch of other stuff. I also have an EV charger running on this, and it keeps up quite well. You've got your state of charge, and this capacity is doubled because I'm running in parallel, and this one is set to be the master unit. So come over here, you'll see this one is the secondary, so it's showing 300 amp hours. Now your batteries are just going to hook up right here. There's a Phillips head screw under there, and you'll just tighten that down for your positive and negative. You have a breaker. These little dip switches right here, that's how you set the position of your battery. So the first one up sets it as the master, and then you run a communication cable over to the other battery. And to set the secondary, it's the first switch off and the next one up. Now you can run up to 15 of these batteries in parallel, and that's like 240 kilowatt hours of storage. That is an insane amount of storage. This isn't a little system that's not capable of much. It's capable of running houses, commercial places, and for a very budget-friendly price. So I think the batteries are in the low 2000s, like 22 to 2,500 bucks each, and sometimes I think you can get them even a little less, depends on the sale they're running. And these inverters run $1,300 to $1,500, I think. Now to hook these up in parallel, you'll just take the positive from each side, run them both up to a bus bar, and then you'll take the negative, run it to the negative bus bar, and then you'll run one output to your inverter. Keeping your positives and negatives connected together runs parallel. If you did the opposite, it would be series, which would increase your voltage, and you don't want to do that. Now if you run more of these, you're going to need a bigger bus bar than this, so that's something you would need to purchase separately. Well, I hope you found this video helpful, and just to see that somebody is using eco-worthy stuff out here and it's working fantastically. I've used a lot of other brands that are way more expensive with stuff. This seems to be keeping up on pace with the other brands. I've got an affiliate link down in the description. So if you click that, I'll get a small commission if you buy directly from eco-worthy. Then I'll leave a link to some of the other items that they may not sell. So please hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.